Hello, I am D. Bhavanarthima, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, GDC Ramanapet. Previously, I made videos of crystal field theory, but after making them, I came to a decision that there is a need of comparative study of d orbital splitting in octahedral complexes and tetrahedral complexes and square planar complexes. Then the student will get more clarity. That's why I am trying to explain it in a more lucid way. So in this video lecture, I will compare d orbital splitting in octahedral complexes, d orbital splitting in tetrahedral complexes, and d orbital splitting in square planar complexes. Octahedral complexes, octahedral complexes are having coordination number of 6. So here x, y, z, 3 axes, ligands approaches in octahedral complexes, ligands approach the metal ion along the axis. So along the axis. So here you can observe here. So all the 6 ligands approach the metal ion. So along the axis. Here the d orbitals which lie along the axis are increased in their energy because their lobes are directed towards these ligands. So there will be a repulsion between these orbitals which lie along the axis. So which orbital lie along the axis? Eg. So the energy of Eg orbital will be increased. At the same time, the orbitals which lie between the axis, the energy will be decreased. The T2G orbital, energy of T2G orbital will be decreased. So we will in the next slide we will observe this thing. So here crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. So here it is energy. So in this way energy is increased. Here d orbitals, free d orbitals of metal ion. There is no influence of ligands here. And when ligands approaching first step, in the first step actually, what happens here? So the ligands approach can be explained in 2 steps. First of all, when the ligand approach metal ion, in the first step, the ligands approach but produce a hypothetical spherical field which repels all of the orbitals to the same extent. This repulsion raises the energy of d orbitals to the same extent. So in this hypothetical spherical field, what happens here? This energy of 5 orbitals will be increased to the same extent. Okay. In the second step, the electric field, because of the electric field, these orbitals will be splitted according to the nature of, on the basis of the ligand's approach of the ligand. Suppose in octahedral complexes, ligands approach metal ion along the axis. Along the axis means the orbitals which lie along the axis, their energy will be increased. So which lie between the axis, their energy will be decreased. In this way, what happened here? Here 3 orbitals, here 2 orbitals. The split has been happened, right? The splitting of d orbitals in octahedral crystal field. So Eg and T2G. The energy difference between this Eg and T2G is denoted by delta O. So here how much, what is the amount of the Eg orbitals, the energy of the Eg orbitals will be increased by which extent? It takes by plus 0.6 delta O. Here these the energy lowered by energy of T2G orbitals will be lowered by 0.4 delta O. O means octahedral, delta means crystal field splitting energy. Okay, so once again the Eg orbitals energy will be raised by 0.6 delta O, and Eg orbital T2G orbital energy will be lowered by 0.4 delta O, right? So it is crystal field stabilization energy of octahedral complexes. So first of all we should know one point: the ligands approach the metal ion along the axis. This is the very important point to explain the splitting of d orbital complexes, d orbital splitting in octahedral complexes. So along the axis the ligands approach here. So obviously the orbitals which lie along the axis, their energy will be increased. So their energy will be increased. Which the orbitals which lie between the axis, their energy will be decreased. So T2G. So they lie between the axis. So in this way d orbital splitting is taking place in octahedral complexes. The energy difference between this T2G and Eg orbitals is called as crystal field stabilization energy of octahedral complex. So it is delta O, 1 delta O or 10 dQ, right? It is crystal field stabilization energy in octahedral complexes. So the Eg orbital's energy will be increased by 0.6 delta O, and T2G orbital energy will be decreased by 0.4 minus 0.4. Minus indicates lowering of energy, plus indicates increasing of energy. This is about octahedral d orbital splitting in octahedral complexes. It is very important concept in coordination compounds. So in this video lecture of crystal field theory part 1, I tried to explain what are the assumptions or postulates of crystal field theory. Postulates. So the interaction between bonding between metal ion and ligand is considered as 100% ionic compound, ionic bond. So and the d orbitals creates ligands create electric field which increases the energy of d orbitals of metal ion, and they split the d orbitals into T2G and Eg. If ligands approach the metal ion along the axis, Eg orbital energy will be increased. If ligands approach the metal ion between the axis, energy of T2G orbitals will be increased. So in octahedral complexes, okay, in octahedral complexes, the metal ions, the ligands approach the metal ion. In octahedral complexes, the ligands approach the metal ion along the axis. So along the axis. So x, y, z, along the axis. Ligands approach through along the axis. So obviously the d orbitals which lie along the axis are Eg, dx square minus y square dz square. So their energies will be increased, and those d orbitals which lie between the axis, their energy will be decreased. These are T2G, right? So in this way the splitting of d orbital takes place in octahedral complexes. Again, the energy difference between the energy difference between these T2g and Dg orbitals in octahedral complexes is called as crystal field stabilization energies or crystal field splitting energy. So what is the amount of energy of Eg orbitals will be increased by? It will be increased by 0.6 delta O, and T2g orbitals energy will be decreased by minus 0.4. So energy of Eg will be increased by energy of Eg will be increased by 0.6 delta O, and energy of T2g will be decreased by minus 0.4 delta O Eg, right? So the difference between this is delta O, which is called as crystal field splitting energy or stabilization energy in tetrahedral complexes. In tetrahedral complexes, ligands approach the metal ion between the axes, from between the axis, through between the axis. So here between the axis, here there is x axis, y axis, z axis, right? In tetrahedral complex, the central metal ion is at the center of a cube. At the center of a cube, the four ligands reside at the alternate four corners of the cube. Four corners of the cube, right? So here ligands are approaching the metal ion through between the axes. Here the ligands which lie between the axes, the orbitals which lie between the axes will be their energy will be increased. So T2g orbital energy will be increased because they lie between the axes, and Eg orbitals or E orbital energy will be decreased. So because they lie along the axis. So first point we should keep in our mind when while understanding this tetrahedral splitting, d orbital splitting in tetrahedral complexes is ligands approach the metal ion between the axes. So the d orbitals which lie between the axes, their energy will be increased because there is a repulsion between these d orbitals of metal ion or electrons in d orbitals of metal ion and the ligand. So T2g energy will be increased and Eg energy will be decreased. Here in this slide we can understand this concept. So here in the absence of ligands, these are 5 degenerate d orbitals, means they are having all d orbitals having the same energy. In the first step, when ligands approach the metal ion, let us consider the approach of the ligands toward the metal ion as two-step process. So in the first step, the ligands approach but produce a hypothetical spherical field. Spherical field means the ligands approach in a spherical manner, so which repels all of the orbitals to the same extent. This repulsion raises the energy of all d orbitals to the same extent. Here all d orbitals energy will be increased to the same extent in the first step. So in this hypothetical spherical field. In the second step, the tetrahedral field splits the d orbitals degeneracy while center of gravity of the orbitals remains constant. What happens here? The four ligands are situated in a manner that they lie in between the x, y and z axis. right? So it means T2G orbitals of metal ion will point towards the direction of ligands. So ligands are approaching metal ion between the axes. So these T2G orbitals, lobes of these T2G orbitals will be directed towards the ligand. So there will be a repulsion between these T2G orbitals and ligands. So the energy of these orbitals will be increased. On the other hand, EG orbitals of metal ion will lie along x and y and z axis. As a result, dx square minus y square and dz square orbitals are lowered into any energy to the same extent. So here they lie between the axis, that's why their energy is increased, and they lie between along the axis, that's why their energy will be decreased. If you observe here, it is absolute reverse to the octahedral complexes. Whereas in octahedral complexes, the ligand approach metal ion through the axis. Okay, so EG orbital's energy will be increased. Here, in the case of tetrahedral complexes, the ligand lies between the axis, so that energy of T2G orbital will be increased because the orbitals of T2G lie between the axis. So here the EG orbital, T2G orbital energy will be increased by plus 0.4 delta T. T indicates tetrahedral. The energy of E orbitals will be decreased by minus 0.6 delta T, right? Minus 0.6 delta T. So, and the energy, the difference between EG, E and T2 is called as tetrahedral splitting energy, okay, or crystal field splitting energy in tetrahedral complexes. Okay, the energy difference between E and T2G is called as crystal field splitting energy or crystal field stabilization energy in tetrahedral complexes. So, in a nutshell, d orbital splitting in tetrahedral complexes, ligands approach the metal ion between the axis, coordinate axis. So energy of T2G orbitals will be increased by 0.4 delta T, right? Because these T2G orbitals lies between the axis, and the energy of EG orbitals will be decreased by minus 0.6 delta T. Not minus indicates lowering of energy, plus indicates increasing of energy. The difference between is delta T. It is called as tetrahedral splitting energy, right? So the relationship between octahedral splitting energy and tetrahedral splitting energy is delta T is equal to 4/9 delta O. So this is the relationship between delta O and delta T. Here from this formula it is obvious that delta O is greater than delta T. Means crystal field splitting energy of octahedral complexes is higher than crystal field splitting energy in tetrahedral complexes. Delta O is greater than delta T. So it is about d orbital splitting in tetrahedral complexes. So Now coming into the d orbital splitting in square planar complexes. So square planar complexes, if you observe square planar complexes, the coordination number of square planar complexes 4, so there should be 4 ligands. If you remove 4 ligands, M indicates metal ion, so x, y axis and z axis. So if you remove two ligands from z axis of octahedral complexes, you will get sphere planar structure. What that means, after removing two ligands from z axis, we get sphere planar complex. Here ligand. There are no ligands along the z axis, so it is x axis, it is y axis, so it is square planar complexes. So it means the splitting of d orbitals in square planar complexes should be in similar to octahedral complexes, first point. And only there is a difference in regarding with the orbitals which lie along z axis or which lie between the z axis. So first point is, in octahedral complexes, ligands approach metal ion along the axis. So the energy of Eg orbital will be increased. First point. So here we can understand by this thing. So what happened in octahedral complexes? The energy of d orbitals, T2g orbitals were, Eg orbitals were increased because they lie along the axis. Why it happened? Why it is so? Because the ligands approach the metal ion in the octahedral complexes along the axis. So Eg orbitals lie along the axis. And T2g orbitals lie between the axis. So their energy will be lowered. It is about octahedral complexes. Until now, the splitting in d orbitals of octahedral complexes and square planar complexes is same, but there is a small difference, that in square planar complexes there are no ligands at all along the z axis, so there will be no repulsion in the orbitals which lie along the z axis or between the z axis. So here, what are the Eg orbitals? dx square minus y square and dz square, right? What are the T2g orbitals? dxy, dyz and dzx. So here there is no ligand along the z axis, so there is no repulsion between these dz orbital and ligand, so its energy will be decreased. dz square, and energy of dx square minus y square will be increased. So here Eg orbital further splitted into 2, dx square minus y square and dz square, whereas in case of T2g orbitals, So again there are no ligands along the z axis, so there will be no repulsion about the orbitals of z orbital, okay, dz orbitals. Here if you observe T2j orbitals dxy, dyz and dzx, there is z element in dyz and dzx, so their energy will be decreased. Here dz, yz and dzx, and energy of dxy will be increased, dxy. So dx square minus y square dxy dz square and dyz is equal to dzx. It is the order of energy of d orbitals in square planar complexes. So if you write the order, what will be the order of d orbitals, energy of d orbitals? First dx square minus y square and dxy, because there is no z element is here, so there is no ligand along the z axis in square planar complexes, that's why their energy will be decreased. So here dz square and again next dyz is equal to dzx. So here there is z, that's why there is no their energy is decreased. This is the order of d orbital, energy of d orbitals in square planar complexes. We can explain in these things in this slide. So for simplicity I am taking these orbitals as dash dash dash. Here d orbitals, 5 d orbitals dxy, dyz, dzx and dx square minus y square and dz square, 5 d orbitals. What happens? These d orbitals are further, these d orbitals are splitted, right? They split into two types, EG and T2G. Why EG, energy of EG orbitals is increased? Because EG orbitals lie along the axis. In square planar complexes also ligands approach the metal ion along the axis. So EG orbitals energy is increased. Here there is no ligand along the z axis, so the orbitals which lie along the z axis and which lie between the z axis, their energy will be decreased. So here from here dz square energy is decreased and here dxy and dyz energy is decreased and dxy energy is increased. So here dx square minus y square is increased. So it is the d orbital splitting in square planar complexes. So what happened here? Ligands approach the metal ion along the axis, so energy of EG orbital is increased, and again there are no ligands along the z axis, so the energy of dz square orbital is decreased and energy of dx square minus y square orbital is increased, and again the energy of dxy orbital is increased. The energy of dxy orbital is xy orbital is increased, and the energy of dyz and dzx orbital is decreased. So wherever z is there, their energy is decreased. So order is dx square minus y square dz square dxy and dz square dx yz and dzx. This is the order. There is a relationship between octahedral complex, splitting in octahedral complexes and splitting energy of octahedral complex and splitting energy of square planar complexes, that delta Sp is equal to 1.3 delta O. So delta Sp is equal to 1.3 delta O. So what does it mean? The crystal field splitting in delta, splitting energy in delta Sp in square planar complexes is higher than crystal field splitting energy in octahedral complexes. So from these two statements, that is delta T is equal to 4 by 9 delta O and delta Sp is equal to 1.3 delta O. So from first state equation, delta O is greater than, we can conclude that delta O is greater than delta T. From here, delta Sp is greater than delta O. So from these two relationships, we can conclude that, we can derive that delta Sp, that means crystal field stabilization energy or crystal field splitting energy of square planar complexes is higher than octahedral complexes, is higher than tetrahedral complexes. This is the relationship between these crystal field splitting energies of square planar complexes, octahedral complex and tetrahedral complex. So if we compare all these splitting here I am comparing all these things here. So it is for here, it is Eg, that's why it is tetrahedral splitting. Here Eg and T2G, it is octahedral splitting, and here it is square planar, it is square planar. So from this one slide, one photo, we can explain all the d orbital splittings in octahedral, tetrahedral and square planar complexes. In octahedral complexes, energy of Eg will be increased because ligands approach the metal ion along the axis. So Eg orbitals energy will be increased. Why? Orbitals of Eg lies along the axis. So in tetrahedral complexes, the ligands approach the metal ion between the axis. So the orbitals which lie between the axis are T2G. So their energy will be increased. If you observe here, these tetrahedral and octahedral splitting is pure inversely, they are pure inverse, or that reverse. Okay, after that, so there are no Z ligands along the Z axis in square planar complexes. So Z orbital energy will be decreased. So dz square energy will be decreased here, and dyz and dzx energy will be decreased. Dxy energy will be increased. Here dx square minus y square energy will be increased. So I try to explain d orbital splitting in octahedral, tetrahedral and square planar complexes again in this video, and try to compare them. Thank you.